What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. Again, we are back again with some Barcelona updates. Lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, the January transfer window. Barcelona had a meeting a few days ago, and they've now identified what players in what position they want for January, and also how they can approach it. Again, the club FFP issues, they can only sign players on loan with or without a purchase option, and only players with free agent status or possibly get a letter of freedom from their current club. The club do want to pivot. They're looking at Zubimendi and Ruben Neves. They also have some right back options as well. Of course, the two main priorities. In right back, they have Arnau Martinez, Pedro Porro, Juan Foyth, the main objective, and also Diogo Dalot. But the question is, will Barcelona make room on the FFP fair play margin for the wage bill? And that will need departures. Memphis Depay, Franck Kessie, and Hector Bellerin have all been rumored to leave the club heavily over the past week, but all of a sudden they're staying. So now the big question is, how can Barcelona finesse the FFP rules in order to sign players in January? That remains to be seen, but it could be done with contract renewals. We have a lot, and I mean a lot, of contract renewal updates, ranging from the captains of the club and Busquets and Roberto, from Dembele, from Alejandro Balde, and also Inaki Pena, who at the moment is the closest and almost agreed renewal with Barcelona. We also have an update on a new cryptocurrency exchange partnership that Barcelona signed recently. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day, and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey. It is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in the description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past week or so. Now, firstly, we're going to be discussing what is Barcelona's actual plan for the upcoming January transfer window. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Xavi and Laporta plan to see each other shortly to talk about the situation of the fair play and the options for departures and transfers, with the aim of reinforcing themselves in the January transfer window. Mundo Deportivo also came out saying that Barcelona's plan for this January is to find players who end their contract in 2023 and who can arrive with a freedom letter, or players who can be considered a loan until the end of the season with or without a purchase option, which means we're going to be looking for patches if needs be. I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona do nothing in this window. No one leaves and no one stays, although I think that's very unlikely. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But as of this current moment, with the current squad that we have, the club can realistically only bring in players on loan with or without a buy option, or sign free agents. Now, it's quite clear what two positions that Barcelona want to strengthen in the January transfer window, if possible, of course, one of them being the pivot, the Busquets replacement, the CDM. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's sporting area do not see Ruben Neves fitting into a 4-3-3 system and don't understand why his name gets linked so often. Xavi sees Martin Zubimendi as the closest to Busquets, but his signing will be difficult, of course, due to FFP. So if the club can pick anyone, it's quite clear they would pick Zubimendi, but of course with FFP and also with the funding as well, right now in January, it's not an option. So the club are looking at those loan players or players that can leave for free or coming to the end of their contract. And Fernando Porro from Deportivo came out saying that Martin Zubimendi is Barcelona's great objective to reinforce the midfield, but they have some low-cost free options if the FFP rule finally stops his signing. Those 3 players are as follows: N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, and Gundogan. I mean, it's just... I just want this crap to end, this financial bollocks. It's just so damn annoying. But let's talk about these 3 players. I think out of the 3, if I can pick any, I would probably go for Gundogan, simply on the fact that he's a bit more fit, he plays regularly, plays in the Pep system as well. With Jorginho, he hasn't been doing too well, and with N'Golo Kante, he's just injury prone beyond belief. And I also don't think Kante really fits the Pep system. I would go in order of Gundogan, Jorginho, and Kante being 3rd. I think the club do want Jorginho a bit more, simply on the fact that he's more feasible. I think Gundogan wants to stay at Man City and try to extend his contract, while Jorginho is open to other options. So if we're going to sign a midfielder in January, most likely it'll be one of these 3. But again, with them playing for Chelsea and Man City respectively, it will be very difficult to get them out in January, especially on a loan with or without a purchase option, or even trying to get their letter of freedom as well. I think we're going to see, you know, possibly Adama Traore moves, you know, something like that. Maybe a Dani Alves move that we did last January, maybe a Aubameyang as well. I cannot see these high profile players, despite the fact they're going to be free agents in 2023 in the summer, coming to Barcelona in January. But we'll wait and see. But there is another midfielder who Barcelona are interested in, but not as strong as, you know, these 3, and plus, you know, Zubimendi and also Ruben Neves as well. And that is one of the rising stars in the World Cup, Ounahi, the Moroccan midfielder. Fernando Porro from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona are very attentive to Ounahi. His quality as a player are excellent, and he won't ask for a high salary, thus fitting in Barcelona's plans in all aspects. Moreover, he plays for Angers, who are last in Ligue 1 at the moment. Fernando Martinez from Deportivo also came out saying that Barcelona are interested in Ounahi for January. He's viewed as an interesting option and a good projection. The player himself also likes Barcelona as well. However, Barcelona cannot enter a bidding war and needs to sort out FFP issues first. Now, Ounahi is an attacking midfield player, so he's, you know, the Pedri, you could say Gavi profile, maybe even Memphis. This for me makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. I get it. He has a good World Cup. He's available for a good price. His team is in last place in Ligue 1, so there's definitely availability there. I understand that. This for me screams, you know, Borussia Dortmund, West Ham, Everton signing. You know, make that step up. Angers get their money. Ounahi gets his move. It all works out. Cannot see him coming to Barcelona. I would put this at an absolute 0% chance it happens, but never know. It's coming from good sources. Arnau Martinez and of course Fernando Porro as well, both very, very close to the club, so you can keep your eyes on it. But I think for January, you want to be looking at these 3 players: N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, and maybe even Gundogan. But I still think these lines are going to be difficult. We'll wait and see what the club do in January, but they are keeping their eyes on the midfield market. Now, along with the midfielder, another priority for Barcelona in the upcoming January transfer window will be to try and reinforce the right back position. Now, Juan Marti from Relivo has come out saying the coaches insist on signing a right back, but Barcelona have FFP issues again. Arnau Martinez, Juan Foyth, Diogo Dalot, and Pedro Porro are liked, but no one generates total continuity. Foyth fits the most, but he has a 40 million euro exit clause. So they have names on the table, the board, but they all can't agree on one player to go for. The 4 main names, Arnau Martinez, Juan Foyth, Diogo Dalot, Pedro Porro, are on the table. I think Pedro Porro has a release clause of around 30-40. Juan Foyth is obviously 40. I think Arnau Martinez is around 20. Then Diogo Dalot, he has 1 year left in his deal. It's probably going to get extended, so I would rule him out completely. But again, like Juan Marti says, the main option is Juan Foyth, and Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out confirming that as well, saying that Barcelona contemplates the hiring of a right back if fair play allows it, but has not made any firm movement yet. Barcelona have Foyth on their list, although they haven't made contact with his camp since the summer. Xavi likes him a lot, so Juan Foyth could be that option. Again, can play right back and center back, so you have that versatility aspect. But you look at him at the World Cup, you know, he's only played, I think, what, 10 minutes against Croatia. That's it. I mean, is he out of favor? He's just coming back from injury. I have no idea, but he's still in the squad nonetheless. I think in the summer he would have been a good option, but I still think we should be going for that natural right back. But I understand the club's point of view. There's no, you know, pure option for Barcelona. You have, you know, Reece James out of price. Trent can defend. I'm thinking of other right backs against Diogo Dalot is not a bad option, but there's no clear objective to go for. Like CDM, Zubimendi, 100%, it's clear. But for right back, it's all over the place. There's no natural right back available. That's what the club are trying to look for, you know, a right back who also maybe possibly play at center back. But there is a big overarching picture of why Barcelona want a right back, not only because we need it, but also the club are betting a lot on Araujo and Jules Koundé as a center back duo. Juan Martinez from Reneewals came out saying that Xavi convinced Koundé to join Barcelona by saying that he and Araujo could form the best center back partnership in the world. Xavi knows that Koundé does not see himself as a permanent right back, although he has played there often due to injuries and his versatility, and you could say the same for Araujo as well. So the club's long-term plan is to have Araujo and Koundé as our main center back partnership. In order to do that, you have to have a concrete starting right back. The question now is, who do you go for in January? I think most likely we won't go for anyone. I think we will stick with Sergi, Roberto, and Hector Bellerin for now. But then at center back, to fill in the void of Gerard Piqué, the club are betting to bet on Chadi Riyad. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Xavi is convinced by Chadi Riyad and would be one of the options to replace Busquets this season. At the club, they've been following his evolution for some time, and all the reports on him are positive. So most likely, we're not going to make a defensive signing. Again, Inaki Martinez could be a free agent in 2023, which we'll probably go for. Right back, no clear option. Again, with FFP in January, it's going to be difficult. So I think we're going to bet on La Masia. Now, no midfield clear option, no right back option. Again, this goes back to my first point in the beginning of the video. I can see Barcelona doing absolutely nothing in January, despite the fact of these heavy reports coming out being linked with players left, right, and center. So we'll wait and see. But again, it's very clear what Barcelona's objectives are in the January transfer window, and that's to possibly sign a midfielder, more specifically a pivot CDM, and or a right back. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past week or so, but now apparently they're all staying. Firstly is Memphis Depay, who is the most likely player to leave Barcelona in January, but as of the current moment, he's not thinking about it. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Memphis Depay, who is reportedly on the transfer list, is not in negotiation with any club at the moment to leave Barcelona in January. And also Candice confirms as well, saying that as of now, Memphis Depay is not considering leaving Barcelona in January. With Memphis, again, just like the summer, it's going to be in that last 2 weeks, we could have 1 week when clubs start to get desperate. Who's a good striker who's available for basically nothing? Your boy, Memphis Depay. I think in the first week and a half, 2 weeks, nothing will happen, and that's going to be the time for Memphis Depay to shine for Barcelona, to force us to keep him. Always playing well, let's keep him. And of course, with Lewandowski's red card, Memphis Depay will be getting opportunities. That's going to be his big moment. Try to stay in the Barcelona team if he wants to anyway. If he wants to leave, fair play, adios amigo. But as of right now, Memphis Depay is not talking to anyone. He wants to stay at Barcelona, and during that 2 weeks and week and a half when Lewandowski does have that red card, he does have a big opportunity to shine. Now, another player who has been rumored to leave Barcelona a lot over the past week and a half or week or so, but now apparently full 360, he's going to be staying, but it does make sense. It is Hector Bellerin. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that neither Barcelona nor Hector Bellerin are contemplating an exit, and except for a change of plans, the player will continue at Barcelona. AS Roma are not interested. Real Betis will not make another approach due to financial situation, although there are Premier League clubs in the background who are interested. Also, Mateo Morito from Reneewals came out saying that in the last few hours, there was a meeting between the representatives of Hector Bellerin and Barcelona. Currently, Barcelona's idea is to keep Bellerin until June, and from there they will decide what's best for all parties. No intentions to sell him in January. And for that, I'm going to applaud. You've already done all the work to bring him in. He's our only natural right back. Squad that's going to be important. I am in agreement with keeping Bellerin. Will we keep him past the summer of 2023? Probably not, because he's washed. But you know what? He's better than nothing. And also, you're going to get rid of him and probably bring someone equal to his level, whoever the case may be. I can't think of any, average right back on top of my head, but that's what's going to happen. If you can make an improvement on Bellerin, I'm all for it. But like 99%, you're not going to. So there's absolutely no point in wasting your time getting rid of him, bringing someone in. too much commotion. I back this. I have no problem with this. Again, having him I think will be important for those mid-table clashes, maybe Europa League, first legs, tactical changes from Xavi. I think having that natural right back is important. Of course, Koundé isn't, Arnau isn't, Sergio Roberto isn't, so I think that's going to be important as well. So we'll wait and see. Again, things can change, no doubt about that. The club could get given an opportunity to sell Bellerin, or maybe have an opportunity to sign a good right back. But as of this current moment, the plan is to keep Bellerin until the summer. And finally, another player who has been rumored to leave Barcelona a lot over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, has been Franck Kessie, one of the new signings for Barcelona in the past summer. Apparently Napoli, Tottenham, Inter, AC Milan all came in with actual concrete loan offers to Barcelona, but apparently it was Xavi who said no. Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that Xavi has stopped Kessie's departure. The coach held a meeting with the player this week to reassure him that they count on him. What I said for Bellerin, copy and pasted here. Exact same thing. We just brought him in. It makes no sense. He's on a good contract, good wages, and squad depth is going to be important. Again, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, every single bloody week. The same players cannot play. Pedro goes down. Who's next off the bench? It's Franck Kessie, whether you like it or not. He knows that. Xavi knows that. Everyone knows that. So I think selling him makes no sense, especially on our freaking loan. We're just going to look like an absolute laughing stock. I think now reflecting a bit, I think the club's main plan in January will probably be to, reduce the wages of some players. Frankie de Jong, Ter Stegen, whoever, Jordi Alba, whoever the case may be, rather than selling players, because selling players right now makes no sense. So Franck Kessie, maybe you could say, was looking at those loan moves with one eye, but Xavi has stopped it, and looks like Franck Kessie is set to stay at least until the summer. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, we're going to discuss the top 3 main renewals for Barcelona as of this current moment. First up is Ousmane Dembele. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona wants to renew Ousmane Dembele as soon as possible. It's a priority, but there is no rush, as the club believes that the player wants to stay for many years. Barcelona are satisfied with the commitment of Dembele. I mean, there's a big problem. Very simple problem. There's simple solution, but the problem is clear. The name is Moussa Sissoko. Dembele's agent is going to try and rinse the club dry of every single penny he can get. I don't think the renewal of Dembele will be as easy as Fernando Polo is trying to portray here. I think it will be very, very difficult. I think Dembele wants to stay. I have no doubt about that. But it's his agent that wants the best for his client. I understand that. But if you're going to be asking for freaking $800K a week again, might as well just call it wraps now, let him go, because I'm not going to be trying to go through that whole entire saga again. Dembele done very well this season. He did well for Barcelona, doing fantastically well for France at the World Cup as well, in the World Cup final. Hopefully he flops on Sunday, because we need Messi to win that. But with Dembele, he's doing well. I think the club are going to see how he does in the first month back, and then they're going to start talking with Moussa Sissoko and the player himself, because I think by the summer they want to have an answer whether he's going to renew or not. That way they can sell him with 1 year left on his deal. So we'll see how this one goes, but again, it won't be as easy as people try to portray it. Dembele's renewal will be difficult, but it is one of the priorities for the club. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Alejandro Balde, who again, alongside Ousmane Dembele, is one of the top 3 renewal priorities for Barcelona. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona want to extend Alejandro Balde's contract beyond 2024 and also improve his salary. They've been talking with his agent Jorge Mendes since months and consider it to be on track. Balde is a culé, and he knows that the club trusts him a lot. We're getting, the Pedri, Araujo, Gavi vibes from this renewal. I think it will happen. The question now really is when. The club trusts him. He's a boyhood fan. He will get his payday, which of course he deserves it. I have no doubt about that. But now it's all about breaking Jorge Mendes. Of course, we worked on Jorge Mendes with Ansu Fati's renewal, and we have a great relationship with him as well. We're probably about to sign freaking Ruben Neves for him. So I think this renewal will have no issues. Again, just about getting those numbers right, the release clause, the year of the contract, details, all that sort of stuff. I was hoping this would get done before the World Cup ends, but with Alejandro Balde being called up, it of course disturbed Barcelona's plans. I'm still hoping by the end of January this can get done. I think if we drag it on, other clubs will come in and be interested, offer more money probably. So hopefully the club are very, have a strategic plan in place to get this renewal done as soon as possible. But again, alongside Ousmane Dembele, Alejandro Balde is one of the top renewal priorities for the club. Now, the final renewal priority for Barcelona in their top 3, of course, Ousmane Dembele, Alejandro Balde, and also the youngster Yamal. Fernando Porro from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona want to renew Lamine Yamal's contract. He'll sign a professional contract when he turns 16 next July. There's full confidence in him and also his agent, Eva de la Pena, same agent of course as Pablo Gavi. He is internally considered as one of the most talented players in La Masia. So the fact that the club have a top priority with, Ousmane Dembele, big player, Alejandro Balde, upcoming player, and also a 16-year-old is crazy, and it shows how the club is structured properly. I'm again very confident this renewal will happen. I have no doubts in my mind whatsoever, but Yamal's renewal is up there as one of the top priorities for the club. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the first team captain of the club, Sergio Busquets. You're probably wondering, what the hell? I thought he was going to leave. Now we're having a renewal update. Welcome to life in Barcelona. Relevo have come out saying that Busquets initially wanted to play for Spain until the National League final in the summer, but the loss to Morocco can change his plans. He had a great relationship with Luis Enrique and understands that the new coach De La Fuente must build for the future. So now Busquets is considering his future with Spain, and that could also entail for Barcelona. Now, Gabriel Sanz Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Busquets has taken a few days of reflection to make a definitive decision about his future and communication to Barcelona. He was clear about his departure to the United States, but now also contemplates the option of renewing his contract with Barcelona. Matting. And finally, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona expects Sergio Busquets to complete this season. He has been told that there's no current plan to let him leave in January. He is expected to decide in the next few months, as Barcelona want him to stay for one more year, but Inter Miami have made an official bid. There were some very, very stinky rumors that, Barcelona want to let go of Busquets in January, he's going to leave in January, blah, blah, blah. No chance. I tweeted right when I saw these rumors, absolutely no chance. 100% Busquets is staying until summer 2023. The question is, will he stay after that? It's very clear, no doubt, the club, Mateo Alemany, Jordi Cruyff, Rafael Ustay, Joan Laporta, and even Xavi himself want one more year from Busquets. The question now is, will Busquets say yes or say no? If he says no, they will let him leave. Say, hey, you know what? You've done great. We still want you to stay, but you want to leave, you can leave. If he says yes, they're going to be like, buddy, I'll get the papers out. It's going to happen. So it's going to be now all up to Busquets. He's done so much for this club. He's in now the position to decide for himself. One more year at Barcelona or leave the club in the summer. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the second captain at Barcelona, Sergi Roberto. Juan Martin from Relevo has come out saying that Barcelona will wait for Sergi Roberto to perform in the first months of 2023 to decide his future. The player prioritizes continuing and will have patience to listen to offers, but does not contemplate a new salary cut either. So Roberto might cut his salary even more to stay at Barcelona. I mean, I said a few months, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I'll say it again, I back it 100%. All four captains should leave. Piqué is already gone. We're down to 3 to Roberto, Busquets, and Alba. I think they should all leave in the summer. Now, they're all getting renewal updates. It's all over the place. But with Roberto, very, very simple. He has to perform. If he does not perform, he ain't getting it. If he performs, then there's going to be that decision to make, and we'll have to wait and see what the club decide. But again, Roberto does have a very slim chance of getting a contract renewal at Barcelona. But the most advanced contract renewal currently at Barcelona that should be done in the next week or so is the contract renewal of the backup second choice goalkeeper, Inaki Pena. Mateo Marito and Juan Martin from Relevo have come out saying if there's no setback, Inaki Pena will sign his renewal with Barcelona in the coming weeks, potentially before even Christmas. The idea is that he renews his contract until 2025 or 2026, and Sport came out confirming this as well, saying that Inaki Pena has practically closed an agreement with the sporting management. Pena will continue at Barcelona until 2026. The club now must work as well with Gavi to be able to register the goalkeeper in January with the first team. Again, right now, Inaki Pena nor can Gavi be promoted officially to the first team and get first team squad numbers. Again, Gavi's number 6 is still waiting for him, and Inaki Pena's number 13 is still waiting for him. They cannot get those numbers quite yet. But with Inaki Pena, his renewal is essentially over. It's going to be all agreed very soon. Could be signed before the new year, maybe even before Christmas. But that's, of course, an important renewal for Barcelona. Inaki Pena is a great goalkeeper coming up. Now, quickly, I want to talk about the registration firstly. Mainly, of course, on Pablo Gavi. Now, Luis Rojo from Marca came out saying that as of today, Barcelona is not able to register Gavi with a first team number, and there is no space in the wage bill for him. To be able to register Gavi's new contract, there needs to be departures in the first team or even salary reductions. And also Raccoon came out confirming this as well, saying that Barcelona cannot promote Gavi to the first team right now or give him the number 6 due to fair play problems. Barcelona also cannot update Araujo's contract nor promote Inaki Pena or Balde's renewal as well. So we've got no space. With PK retiring, still no space whatsoever to do anything. And I think that's what the club want to do. I think their main objective of the club is going to be to reduce the wage bill however they can, departures, salary reductions, in order to promote Inaki Pena, Balde, what's his name, Pablo Torre, give them all first team numbers. I think Pablo Torre gets 16, Gavi 6, and Inaki Pena 13, then Balde 12. So they want to get all promoted to the first team. So that's how they made objective for Barcelona. So we'll wait and see how that goes. But again, the main story to think about right now is that Inaki Pena's renewal is very, very close and should be done hopefully by the new year. Let's now discuss some injury updates surrounding Barcelona over the past week or so. We only have one update, and that is an injury update on the center back of Ronald, Araujo, and is coming in from Fernando Polo from Deportivo. He's come out saying that Araujo will be in Uruguay until next week. Xavi has given him a few days off so that he can relax after a tense period at the World Cup. The center back didn't play but had a lot of tension trying to recover as soon as possible from injury. Araujo will then return to Barcelona next week and will undergo medical tests to examine what they expect is a positive recovery. The club hopes he can receive the medical clearance before the league match against Espanyol on December the 31st. So best case scenario, he's back right away when we come back, but worst case scenario, you could maybe see him after the Super Cup against Betis and hopefully, pray to God, in the final as well. You have Atletico Madrid as well. He could be back for that game. I'm hoping, and I think he will be back for that Espanyol game. Again, apparently he would have been ready to go for the round 16 of the World Cup. Should Uruguay progress, they would have faced Portugal, I believe. So he should have been ready for that game. So I think no doubt he should be back for that match against Espanyol on the 31st. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys some updates surrounding Barcelona over the past week or so. Firstly, on variables owed for players. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying there are 3 players for whom Barcelona could be paying variables for this season. Firstly, Lewandowski, 1.25 million to Bayern Munich if he scores 25 goals or more. For Jules Koundé, if he plays 45 minutes plus in 60% and wins trophies, there's a price in there as well. And for Ferran Torres, 1 million for Man City for every 10 game he plays 45 minutes plus. Of course, that will cap at some point. So not only do we have a big wage bill and we can't sign players in January, we also have other outstanding fees, variables, transfer fees, whatever the case may be. How are we going to pay for all this? Hopefully through sponsorships. Now, Barcelona have finally announced a sponsorship with Whitebit becoming the official cryptocurrency exchange partner of Barcelona, signing a 3-year deal until 2025. Now, Whitebit will not be the sleeve sponsor. They are simply just the sponsor of cryptocurrency exchange for Barcelona. Now, after they announced this, the club pulled everything back and said, oh, wait, we got to review some contracts first, which makes no sense. How are you going to release a picture with, you know, the guy and kit and all this stuff, and then, oh, wait, we forgot to review the contract, let's pull all this back out. But apparently everything's fine. They just want to review one more time, make sure all the numbers are right and all that crap. But that's still income for Barcelona, and again, we're still waiting for a sleeve sponsor. I cannot believe we do not have a sleeve sponsor. We need that revenue, and of course, with the Camp Nou Espai Barca project going in as well, that should be some extra revenue, and hopefully since we're playing well, more fans will come to the stadium, buy merchandise, yada, yada, yada. So Barcelona still have a lot of outstanding payments to do, and of course, we want to strengthen the squad. We still can do all that stuff. So these kind of deals, you know, becoming signing a contract with other companies is very, very important for Barcelona to continue growing. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly, of course, is on those January signings. Possibly, what would you prioritize, a midfielder or a right back, and which player per position? Secondly, on departures, you actually think Barcelona will sell any players, whether it's Bellerin, Kessie, Depay, anyone else? And find your thoughts on all the contract renewal updates that we had in this video. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.